Hello everyone, this is Maki. Episode 4 of GQuuuuuuX has been released. It was full of surprises, wasn't it? Today, I'd like to take a closer look at some of the more intriguing elements of episode 4. Just a heads up, there will be spoilers for episode 4. Before we get started, a quick announcement. My channel is now offering a membership program. For just 99 cents a month, you can get a name badge and comment stamps. Alright, let's get to the analysis. The opening battle highlights Amate's growth. In episode 3, she panicked when the enemy used a machine gun. But in episode 4, she dodges without a sound and circles behind the enemy. And she destroys the heads of two Zokas with a single blow. Sharia approached GQuuuuuX's performance. It comes off as a half-joking compliment, but it might actually be genuine praise. Also, his smartphone has a sticker of the Pomeranians and Amate's team. The next thing I'm curious about is what Shuji wants. It looks like he's thinking about buying a space glider. And the name Yoshima is written on it. This is the same name as Yoshima Heavy Industries, the company run by the parents of Miroi Yoshima from First Gundam. In episode 3, we saw Cameron Bloom, who was once engaged to Miroi Yoshima. However, the setting materials handed out during the beginning event mentioned that Cameron's engagement ended in a breakup. Of course, that was just an early draft, so it's unclear if the anime itself will follow that. Is it possible that Miroi will appear in the story later? And then there's the subtle danger in Amate's state of mind. When her mother talks about Amate's important future, she dismisses it as ordinary and sounds completely uninterested. She also jumps to the conclusion that Shuji must be connected to Shah the Red Comet just because he has a red Gundam. It's a scene that could be read as a typical assumption of a young child. In fact, it reminded me of Kotijino from Victory Gundam. Kotijino becomes an antagonist in the second half of the story. But in the early episodes, she's portrayed as a rational person who's worried about the main character being dragged into the war. Uso Evan, who is only 13 years old, pilots the Victory Gundam and plays a major role in the battle. The adults around him are excited about this and send him off to war again, and again with praise. When you stop and think about it, it's a truly disturbing sight. Adults smiling as they arm a 13-year-old boy and send him off to fight. But Kotijino often speaks out against these adults. She's portrayed as someone calm and genuinely concerned about the boy's future. But if you look closely at what she says and does, you notice that she doesn't really talk much about Uso himself. There's something strange about her behavior, almost as if she's playing the role of a compassionate person concerned about a child being used in war. As the story progresses, she separates from the protagonist's crew and joins Crow Crew Usher, who behaves like a gentleman. At first, she's treated like a prisoner, but through her interactions with Crow Crew, she willingly becomes a soldier of a terrifying empire. Amate's behavior, such as looking down on the ordinary and her one-sided admiration for Shuji, carries a similar nuance. When Nian suggests that Shuji might have stolen the red Gundam, Amate cheerfully replies that's great and seems genuinely excited. Is this just a gag scene for laughs? Something about how Amate's face isn't shown to viewers at that moment leaves an impression. What kind of path will Amate take as she grows up? Since this is a Gundam series, it's hard to believe that she will experience a peaceful and gentle kind of growth. That might be wishful thinking. And then we meet an important character in episode 4, Shiko Sugai. It seems that Shiro lives in a colony called Powder inside 6. Actually, Powder is the same colony where the white face died during the story of the first Gundam. In episode 33, the operator clearly mentions the name Powder. The company Shiko works for is called Dormitory Security. This name sounds a lot like Dimitri, the pilot of the mobile armors of Corello. Could it be that it's just a slightly different spelling, and that this is actually a company run by Dimitri? In the world of GQuuuuuX, he fought under the command of Char. He definitely qualifies as an ace pilot. It wouldn't be surprising if someone who survived fighting on the front lines ended up running a weapons company. Or maybe he's used more as a brand mascot or spokesperson. And then someone truly surprising appears. Dr. Mosk Han. In first Gundam, he was the one who developed the magnet coating technology. He may seem like a minor character, but when you look at his achievements, they're enough to earn him a place in history. The magnet coating technology he developed became a standard feature in mobile suits developed by various organizations in later eras. Even more surprisingly, we now know the name of the mobile suit that looked like a gem in the teaser footage. It's the Galgoog. This is the same mobile suit whose development was supposedly cancelled after Charles and Nabal successfully stole the Gundam. In the world of GQuuuuuX, it is simply stated that the development of the MS-14 has been cancelled. So maybe the project was cancelled before it was even named Galgoog, and then later a new mass-produced mobile suit based on the Gundam was named Galgoog. Another point worth mentioning is that the Galgoog used magnet coating. This is based on the Universal Century setting in first Gundam, but there's a significant structural difference between the era's Federation and Zeon mobile suits. This difference lies in their joint and movement systems. Zeon used a system called the Fluid Pulse System. The Earth's Federation used the Field Motor System. The magnetic coating technology was originally developed to work in conjunction with the Field Motor System. So this could mean that the Zeon mobile suits in the world of GQuuuuuX used the Field Motor System that was obtained by analyzing the Gundam. Of course, even in the original Universal Century, the Fluid Pulse system was gradually phased out, and the Field Motor System became standard on many mobile suits. It may be that a similar transition has occurred here. It's a very subtle detail, but a very interesting one. So episode 4 had a lot of fascinating elements. There were a lot of moments that really reminded me of first Gundam. How many did you notice? I think I'll watch it again and take a closer look myself. The analysis of this episode is getting a bit long, so let's wrap things up here. Of course, I plan to delve into other elements and share more thoughts in the future. It's pretty exciting to see characters and ideas from the original Universal Century pop up like this. Thanks for watching all the way through. See you in the next episode.